Do another monitor testing series, since everybody seems to like that. Got an AOC here. Another one. This I've talked in a previous video having one that actually has speakers in the front on this one. Same controls, same stuff. I believe this one works, but I can't really remember because it's been a while. And I have a bunch of monitors to do some testing on. Need to get my tape measure because I can't remember the size on these, but they're all going to be about the same size, the ones I do. I don't know, November 17th, 1998, so it's been around. Nothing special, I guess, so. Other than it's pretty yellow, dirty. Can't remember where I picked this one up. Might have been the dump. Probably was. So let's get it on the test bench and plug it in and see what it looks like. Alright, got this beast on the test bench, and you can tell it's a little yellow. It's easier to see under my lighting compared to its little brother over here. And even that one's got some yellow to it. This one's dark yellow. It's powered on. It's hooked up to the computer. Switch in the back. Yep, seemed to come to life. Pretty sure I tested this one once, real quick, briefly. Yep, there we go. Looks the same thing as that other one. Well, I'm not sure why it said signal disconnected. I'm pretty sure I plugged that in the back of the computer, didn't I? Hold on. It's plugged in. Maybe that was what's wrong with it. No, I guess I turned the computer on and then it woke right up right away, so. I'm looking pretty good so far. If it wasn't so big, I'd definitely use this one over that little one. Kind of dim too. Brightness is only at 50 though. See, the brightness actually works on this one. I know there's another fault on this guy. The brightness does nothing in the menu. Maybe I should use this one instead, but it's just so big. And then of course it can't figure out, man, those are quiet speakers. Looks a little reddish to me. Could be the color temperature. Nah, it doesn't really change much. Doesn't look too bad for what it is. It's blinking out, it's not that dim. The joy of CRTs and trying to film them. I don't have a mouse hooked up, do I? Probably not. Hold on. Unfortunately, with recording this, I'm trying to mess with things, but this one's got a very similar fault to that other one. See if I can. It's really hard to do one-handed. And a blanking doesn't help either. The color just is a little flaky with the connector. Yeah, I'm just not going to be able to show it on camera. That's kind of why it was looking a little reddish. And with that, this is the first monitor to test in the bigger group compared to the little guys that I was doing previously. I think with a new cable, because it's basically manufactured the same cable, but I think it's got an issue that if I was using it much, and it looks so much better on camera than it does in person. It's kind of dim to my eyes. The camera does way better at coming to light. If I tone down the settings on my camera, that's probably more closer to what I see. A little darker. Doesn't want to focus very well because CRTs. In any case, I don't know that I would use this one. This also has a microphone in the front and a headphone jack in the front. The other one did not have a microphone. It does have a headphone jack on the side, so that's something. If this thing was in perfect shape and worked good, there also, I noticed it didn't catch it on camera, but the flyback arced a little bit and the picture gets wonky. So, I don't know, it's probably just a little bit of moisture. It was outside in the storage. Yeah, I don't have really use for this stuff yet. I have a plan in my future someday to set up a computer lab with a bunch of monitors, computers, and make it hopefully available for people to just come check out. That's way future stuff. So maybe I can just keep these clean and use them one day. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Just keep testing monitors. Well, here's another one to test. Know nothing about this one. Just another monitor in the collection. Pretty beat up, scraped up, dirty. Basically left for dead, like most of the ones I have. It's an IBM monitor. Only black monitor in my collection, I think. There's no base. Just box standard, everything. Spiderwebs everywhere. This one's October 2003, so a little newer than the other one I just did. Made in Mexico. Yeah, if anybody wants to read that, I'll hold still for a second here. There we go. Focus good. And yeah, everything's dirty. Good for being in storage. Can I focus? There we go. Just dirty and crusty. See how well this one works, I guess. Get it on the bench. Alright, on the bench. This one doesn't have a switch on the back, so we'll just see what it does being plugged in. That's a good sign. High voltage is up. And we got a picture. Awesome. Looks pretty good. I wish the glass wasn't scratched a little bit on this one. There's a pretty good little scratch there. Looks like a good picture, probably. Well, let's plug it in and see what it looks like. Alright, plugged in. Doesn't look too bad. I don't know what it is about the NVIDIA card in this computer that I have. But everything always seems to be so dim. Brightness. Crank it up. You can tell that makes a difference. Pretty blur. Or let's leave that at 50. Let's see what contrast will do. It's at 100%. Boy, this one's tired. This one's tired, boys and gals, whatever. And unfortunately, if you crank it up, you can see the I don't know what you call it, ghosting maybe, when the screen's voltage turned up. But the image itself doesn't really get that bright. Maybe I should be using a different monitor. Jeez. Maybe I should be using a different computer with a different video card to see if the video output is brighter. Because it's so dark. What else can this thing do? The menu looks brighter than the picture. I don't know why. It's got to be the video card on this Dell. Information. Nothing crazy. I don't know. It works anyways. It'd be usable. Just really dark. Really wish it was a little better. It's about as bright as I can get it without being too washed out. Is that this computer or is not? I may test it on something else. But the main thing is it works and it's not glitching out. It's got automatic settings for the resolution, so you don't have to adjust it all the time. That's handy. I don't like the older ones. What can we go up to? Let's try that. It works. Let's go higher. Wow, it does it. Nice. You can max out the resolution. What about refresh rate? It only is meant for 60 hertz, huh? Yeah. This one's only a 60 hertz. It does not like that resolution, so we won't do that. Here's another one, in HP this time, with I believe similar to bird poop on it. Found this one in the dump also, and I have tested this briefly when I first got it, and it's been last summer probably, that it would turn on, but I just didn't get any image at all, if I remember right. Which I was kind of bummed because the thing is so nice and beige and not scratched up. I think with me and storage and stuff got scratched up anyway, so it's, or maybe it was that way, I don't remember. So maybe there'll be a repair video on this just for the fun of it to see if I can figure out what happened to it. But we'll plug it in again here and verify it. Make sure that was what I found out when I first got it. So I suppose turn it around here. What is the year on this one? Does it say on? Okay, no, August of '96. Good old HP. There's the model number. So let's give it a try and see what I find out. I have no idea what that little spot is for. It's like something can... I have no idea. I've never seen that before. If anybody can tell me what that's for. It's intriguing little spot. I have no idea. Alright, let's try it. Alright, let's plug it in together. Mechanical switch. I don't know if I actually hear the high voltage on this one when it started up. You can barely see the green light even with by the eyes. I guess I hear it kind of come up. But again, this one did not ever show up an image at all, so I have no idea what happened to this one. So it doesn't work, doesn't do anything, which again is kind of a bummer because it's so white compared to the rest of my monitors that I have. Not really any yellowing on this one. Very nice and beige colored. It would clean up good. Some of this is not too much of a scratch. I think it's just paint. That would come off probably. I don't know. Well, it confirms what happened when I first tested it. You can hear the flyback boot up. Turns on. The camera, there you go. Kind of see the green there. It's really dim, but the light is on. A little yellow light and a green light there. So it acts like it'll work, but there's nothing. It's plugged in to the computer. So there's that dirty bird pooped monitor in HP. Ultra VGA 1280. I don't know what's so ultra about it, other than it's a decent flattish panel. So, and let's see here if I can do this one-handed. Pretty much all these monitors that I've been testing are, I would call them 15-inch. You can technically almost get 16 out of that, but they're basically all 15-inch monitors. My last video was my little 14s, so these are just a little bigger. These will all be 15-inch monitors. Alright, move on to the next one, I guess. Alright, here's a sad one for everybody. This thing is extremely yellow, really dirty. Would be a heck of a challenge to restore, that's for sure. Isn't really worth it because the screen's got some scratches, a little bit of an indent damage there. This thing's been thrown around. I think it might even have something rattling. There's no base, so it just kind of makes it pretty unusable. Which I think some of these Dells might have had Trinitron tubes in them. I don't know if this one does. Model number D1028L. I don't know if I see a date on this one. Oh yeah, there it is. July of '98. Most of my monitors seem to be from the 90s. But yeah, pretty dirty, pretty gross. Got one more monitor maybe to test after this. These things get heavy to keep carrying in and out of the basement, so let's try this one out and see what it does, I guess. Alright everybody, it's plugged in. Let's see what it does together. Hopefully it doesn't blow up in flames. That was a nice sound. I like that sound. Gotta be careful holding this thing up. Sounds a little flybacky. Oh, there's a picture coming. Oh yeah, definitely moist flyback. Pretty dim. Let's fiddle with the settings quick here. Yeah, there ain't very... Well, I'll turn my bright light off. So much better in camera, kind of, you know. This poor thing is not very bright. The settings are maxed out. It's got a lot of flyback clicks going. I don't know if I want to keep this thing running. I don't know why it looks so much brighter in the camera. Kind of a little bit of waviness to it. Can I show it on the camera here? A little bit of noise in the picture. little flyback glitches, but it is really dim, and I gotta try these monitors on something else. I'm gonna quit leaving it run. I don't want to keep arcing like that. It'll pop a circuit or something inside. So we're not gonna run this one any longer, but it does technically work. Really dim, really dirty. Good for parts for another one. There's even a spot I didn't show right here. So even that's broken. So we're gonna put it in the parts pile. I'm sure these were pretty decent in their day. I have another one in the shop that works pretty good. Wish I had a few more, or you know, like really nice white, like that other monitor over there, would be nice to match my Dell computers. But anyway, okay. Should we move on to the last one and finish this video up? Because this is turning out to be a pretty crappy video. Alright, last one of the day to test. These things are getting heavy. I'm running out of breath. This is the Gateway monitor. VX700. Got some damage to it, so it's just... I don't know if I got this one in the dump. Probably. I get a lot of stuff out of the dump. December of '99. Didn't quite make it to the 2000s. Some different languages. Don't open this cover. Trained service professional only. Oh, and I didn't notice that either. This is pulling apart. Hopefully it still will work. That's why we're testing these videos. Made a mistake on that. That's why we're testing these monitors in these videos. Let's say things right for the YouTube world. But not as yellow as the Dell. Got a good flat screen, unfortunately. Stored in pretty rough conditions in life. I'm sure a lot of monitors ended up like this. People just threw them out when they were junk, or you know, new stuff in. So anyway, let's test it. All right, plug it in, see what it does together. Let's see, is this a physical switch? It is. So we'll have it off, hopefully. Plug it in. See what it does. Wow, that one's got a degauss. That's impressive. And oh, flyback is twitching a lot on this one too. I really got to try these monitors on a different computer. I don't know what why the video output of that card is so dim. It looks like it'd be a nice monitor though. Contrast 100%. Oops. Every monitor has a different, there we go, setup. Oh jeez, fine picture mode on or off, whatever. I'm not sure how to exit out of it. Anyway, whatever. This one's working. It don't look too bad, other than every monitor I've tested so far has the same output out of this PC. And I don't know why that video card is so dim. Like the video level's low or something. Could it be a fault on the video card? I don't know. But there's not much I can do with it. It looks nice, and it's too bad that, I mean, I guess it's in the corner. Can clean this up a little bit. That's a pretty rough scrape. Other than that, this would be a good monitor. It's nice size, good and flat. It's a very flat screen. And it's pretty beat up and gross, you know. There's a kind of a crack going on here in the corner. Somebody had a mic glued on there probably. It seems like as it warmed up here, the flyback quit jumping, so that's good. Guy would have to let him run, or I don't know, blow dry him for a while, put a fan on everything, and just let everything dry up. Then it probably wouldn't arc so much. Well, there's the gateway, the last monitor of this video, because I'm getting sick of carrying these darn things. So we got a few that work. Gonna have to look of that one being teared open. The Hewlett Packard, we'll tear into that at some point with another video. Yeah, I think that's it for monitors. Seems like everybody likes me testing monitors, and all the ones that I got here. I have a whole ton more over at my dad's place in storage that are probably in just as bad a shape that we could test or play with, or, you know, I have to go through these. Might as well share the what happens with them. Yeah, it's really a shame that this one, I like this monitor. It's nice and flat, really a good, decent monitor. It's a shame it's was ended up thrown for dead in the storage or wherever I got it. I can't remember. I have so many PC parts laying around. Things were not stored very well. So, thanks for watching. Pretty a boring video, really. Just me testing monitors, showing them off. All these dirty, gross monitors. So a few work and a few don't. I'm not sure what to do with them. They said put them back into storage. Use them for my future plans one day. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Too much rambling and kind of a boring deal. So, hope you enjoyed looking at, I don't know, rough, dirty, old monitors that are going to be thrown away anyways if I don't do something with them. So, there we go. Alright, let's just try something for some bonus content, because I'm in the mood to try something. Because it's driving me nuts how dim everything is on all the monitors I've tested. So we're just going to try another video card, another NVIDIA. I adjusted this monitor up and everything to compensate for what's going on with this computer. Should have probably tried a different computer too for comparison. This one's pretty kind of greenish. I said that probably before in my other things. Yeah, so let's plop this in and see if the output level's different, because brightness contrast is all 100% on this one. I don't know. Might try a different monitor with the other card too to do a comparison, because I don't know. I'm not happy with. They all look the same. It's like, oh, they can't be all just dim old monitors, but I could be wrong too. So let's give it a different try. Now, I obviously do not have the drivers loaded on this one yet, but holy bright! And this is just the onboard video of the thing. It is significantly brighter. So why is this NVIDIA card so dim? It's a decent graphic card too. I think it was 512 megs, I can't remember. Pretty high end for its time. Small form factor. I put a different one in there, but it wanted to not output through that. Wow. So my other monitors probably aren't that dim. It's just this thing being, like, the blanking's not helping, but you could just see how much brighter it is. And of course I don't have drivers. I don't know what the onboard of this Dell was initially. Doesn't matter, I just needed to see the difference, and oh man, it's significant how bright this is now. And the colors are better. I still don't think the brightness settings work on this one for some reason. I'm not sure what that's about. That other 15-inch AOC that I just tested was working. But okay, that solves my really dimness. It's just that everybody knows that they're probably screaming at me if they watched my video. I knew those monitors couldn't have been that dim. So there we go. Super bright, even though it's blinking on you. You can kind of get the idea how good this little guy actually looks when it's got good video level coming out of it. I don't think... Yeah, it's got DVI out too. I wonder if that's just as dim. I don't have a CRT to test that. I guess you could use an adapter maybe. DVI to VGA. Anyway, yeah, let's I think just end all the video. The things you find out and try. I should have tried this on a different computer. I like how good this thing looks after I've had turned everything up on it, adjusting the colors, doing what I can with it, which wasn't that great, but it works really good for a little 14-inch monitor. Alright, there's the bonus content. We'll just end it there. Since I don't have any drivers loaded, I'd have to get on the internet and figure out what this thing has, but I don't want to use that graphics chip anyway. The onboard ones are never that great. This thing really does perform good for a lot of games. It'd be nice to use it, but it makes monitors so dim, and even a LCD wasn't that great either. Sorry, I'm rambling. This is going to be a long enough video. I'll have to edit some of it down. Well, I hope you all enjoyed finding out what's going on with things. Enjoying old computer stuff. I don't know. Most of my stuff is just junk old stuff. So there you go. Thanks for watching.